Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurions Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review institutions. Today we're doing a first look at The Hunt for Red October from TSR. Yes, it's based on Tom Clancey's book where a Russian submarine defects and it's trying to make its way to the U.S. and it's being followed by a Russian fleet and so forth, and the U.S. is hoping that it makes it to U.S. territory unharmed, but it simulates modern naval combat and so forth. So let's take a look at the components and take a look at the rules and see what it's all about. The hunt is on. A Soviet submarine, the most powerful vessel ever to put to sea, has disappeared. Captain Marco Ramius has made a fateful decision. Red October is heading west, but with the entire Soviet Navy with orders to destroy on contact and pursuit, can Ramius make it to the safety of a U.S. port? Tom Clancey's best-selling novel, The Hunt for Red October, is a thrilling tale of modern naval combat in the North Atlantic. The Hunt for Red October board game captures all the tension and excitement of NATO versus Soviet conflict on the seas. Swift and deadly, sailors hunch over millions of dollars worth of electronics trying to find and identify enemy ships and submarines. Once discovered, guided missiles streak across miles of open water, relentlessly homing in on their targets as those targets frantically try to escape. The Hunt for Red October is an accurate simulation of the realities of modern naval warfare, yet the basic rules are easy to learn. Hunt for Red October has one of these old-style board game boxes that I don't particularly like because they're hard to find shipping boxes for if you resell the game, but it's based on Tom Clancey's best-selling novel. Let's take a look inside. Take a look at the game pieces first. Yeah, they're all stand-ups instead of using like counters. Some people like that, some people don't. Here's a bunch more. At least this guy who owned this copy before me kept things organized. It makes my job a lot easier when I go to play the game. This is actually the second copy of this I've owned. First copy I never got a chance to play. Hopefully I get a chance to play this one. Some counters. Dice and some markers. More counters. Here's some aircraft. Soviet ships and stuff. Looks like you even got decoys in this. I don't know if these are radar or what these are. I'll know once I read the rules. Here's some American planes. So the game pieces look alright. I don't know if I'm going to like this, them being stand-ups, but they look okay. See what little player aids we have here. Here's the NATO Task Force card. And here's where you keep track of your aircraft squadrons for, I would assume, your aircraft carriers. Yeah, Invincible, that's an aircraft carrier. Nimitz, yep. Here's the Soviet Task Force card. Here's your Soviet aircraft carrier, aircraft squadrons. Yeah, Kiev, Minsk, and Kremlin. I've heard of Kiev and Minsk. I didn't know Kremlin was a aircraft carrier too. Here's a battle board. As most of you know, I usually don't like games with battle boards, but there was one that I did like. It was a magazine game. I believe it was about submarines. It might have been Paukenschlag, possibly. Don't quote me on that, from Against the Odds magazine. I think that had a battle board, and the battle board actually worked out well in that. Like I said, usually I don't like battle boards, though, but hopefully this will be one of the exceptions where it doesn't ruin the game. Alright, here's the rule book, and looks like the previous owner made a photocopy of the rule book for the second player. Actually, before we go through that, let's look at the map. Boy, this thing's dusty. The map is mounted. Actually, it looks pretty decent. This isn't bad at all. It's an area map. Alright, let's look at the rule book now. Alright, let's see how many pages it is without scenarios. Last few pages are scenarios. Looks like there's quite a few scenarios, actually 8 scenarios, that's good. So it's got 17 pages of regular rules, and it looks like there's a lot of illustrations and stuff, so the rule book doesn't look like it's going to be too bad to read. Alright, starts out going over the game pieces and how to set up the board and the different player aids and stuff. They call them displays. Here's your ship pieces. It has a detection rating and an attack rating. And looks like air squadrons have a detection and attack too. And here's these markers are captured airfield markers. Alright, so here's a sequence of play they call turn steps. Step 1, initiative. Step 2, first C movement. Step 3, second C movement. Step 4, aircraft movement. Then combat, then end the turn. So the sequence of plays sounds pretty straightforward. And here it's talking about moving pieces and how far they move and so forth. And it looks like up to 3 of your ships can be together in a space when you're done moving. I notice it's not using the standard wargame terms like stacking and stuff in here, or sequence of play. I guess they're doing that so people who are not familiar with wargames will be able to get into it easier, or maybe that's the rationale. Alright, here's effects of detection on ship movement. Moving air squadrons, and here's detecting enemy pieces. Detection steps, marker placement, then you do a search and then a battle decision. Alright, you can play 1 detection marker in a space for every ship or air squadron you have in that space. Now it's talking about detecting submarines, and here's your fighting battles. Battle steps, initial target placement, attacker commitment, defender commitment, air interception, first attacks, second attacks, and battle conclusion. Looks like you can roll 2 dice when one of your pieces with a white attack rating attacks an enemy surface ship. I guess otherwise it's just one dice. And here's some optional rules such as missile defense, jamming, if you got fast submarines, reaction attacks. So it's only gone 10 pages before the optional rules start. Decoy submarine, anti-aircraft quality, anti-aircraft doctrine, and air-based defense SAMs. And here it's got aircraft on patrol, amphibious assault, shallow water detection. Alright, and the scenarios start out. Actually, that rulebook does not look bad at all. This looks like it would be pretty easy to get into, so that's good. Maybe I'll like this game. Actually, it looks pretty cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've tried this, definitely chime in and let us know how it is. Looks interesting. Have a good evening.